So there I am. I'm taking care of some of my W-9s, and then all of a sudden, this guy, he comes up to me and he says, Matthew, come follow me. Now, I'm looking at him thinking, who is this guy? I don't know. I thought maybe he wanted some tax forms or something because I'm a tax collector. So, I gave him a couple. I told him, fill those out. When you're done, bring them back over to station 2. But no, he stood there and he said it again. Matthew, come follow me. So I did. I don't know what came over me. I'm just a simple tax collector. I don't do stuff like this just on a whim. Maybe it was because I didn't know this guy from Adam. Or maybe it was his eyes. You know, he had those eyes. They don't just look at you. They look in you, straight into you. He had those eyes. So I spent the whole day walking with him and some of his friends. It was getting kind of late, though, so I invited them back over to my place for some food and stuff. When we get there, though, I realized all my friends had decided to just drop by. Now picture this. There are my friends just all over my living room. And you have to get this about my friends. They're not exactly the nicest bunch. If you were falling off a cliff, they'd give you a push rather than a hand. So there they are, just in my living room. My friends, Jesus' friends. It was getting kind of uncomfortable. So I ran to the kitchen to grab some Snapple and cold cuts. I come back out, and what do I see? They're my friends. Talking to Jesus' friends. And what do I hear?
I heard a noise when I came out of the temple. I was with some of my colleagues, and we just got done praying through the temple. So we decided to go investigate the situation. But when we got there was this certain man. This man claiming to be the Son of God. I obviously saw it as a teachable moment. We're all concerned. So I go up to one of his so-called disciples and I say to him, this guy truly is the Son of God? What's he doing amongst all these sinners?
Sinners? Man, it's not like we don't know that we're the bottom of the barrel, but the word still hurts. It got real quiet. We were all waiting to see how Jesus was going to respond. And then he stands up. He looks right at that guy and he says, I'll never forget it. He says, the healthy don't need a doctor. I come for the sick. I desire mercy, not sacrifice. And it was then, right then and there, I knew that I was going to follow him wherever he went. This man, Jesus, a guy I had just met, I was going to follow him to the ends of the earth. But I think that Pharisee had a different opinion.
My opinions about that magician is better set in another day. He desires mercy and not sacrifice? Who is he to tell me what he desires? I know the law like the back of my hand, and he has the nerve to tell me what he wants? I can't change the law, and I won't for the likes of him. I know what I've been doing all these years is the right thing. You can call me old, callous, not with the times, but I will not stand for this. I will not be mocked. I'll see he gets his at the end. He'll see what's coming for him. You can bet on it.
I bet we weren't out there for very long. The Garden of Gethsemane, that is. We had just got finished through eating a big meal in the upper room, and Jesus talked about someone betraying him. And then he led us into the garden. He asked if Peter, James, and I would come a little farther and pray. So we did. But we kept falling asleep. We didn't mean to. We were so full, and this must have happened a few times because Jesus would come back and wake us up. I remember him saying, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is so weak. The whole night is such a blur. I still can't believe that Judas started this mess. Did he really think that what he was doing was right?
Right there, the man praying by himself. That's Jesus. I will walk up to him and kiss him on the cheek. Now, the others are going to try and defend him and try and make a scene. But follow me. I will give you the one that you want. Now, I get 30 pieces of silver for this, right? Because that's what we agreed on, and I want every cent, not a penny less. Do you understand me? Hey, and trust me, this will work. Just remember, leave the others alone. The one that you want is the one that I kiss on the cheek.
Betrayed by the kiss of a friend? What was he thinking? The guards came up and arrested Jesus, and then things got crazy. Peter ran up and cut off a guard's ear, and Jesus put it right back on like nothing was the matter. They took him away for trial. I would love to say that we stayed and fought for him, but we ran. I ran. I was afraid. We fled like scared little children. I know what I'm going through, but I cannot imagine how Judas feels after what he's done.
What have I done? What have I done? Oh, I cannot face what I have just done. Was I so stupid in thinking 30 pieces of silver could save my soul? Was I so arrogant in wanting man's approval instead of the one who really counts? My priorities have been messed up since day one. I cannot live with the decisions I've made. I killed him. I crucified my king. I crucified him!
Crucify him. Crucify him. That's what they all screamed. All of them. The crowd wanted me to kill an innocent man. I have to comply. It's my job to keep peace in this miserable town. And that's exactly what I did. It seemed like a simple decision. I tried to make it easy on them. I gave them a choice. Take Barabbas, a known criminal, or this man who claimed to be the king of the Jews. They wanted me to release Barabbas and crucify this innocent man. Look, there's certain things one has to do to stay in power. I know it sounds awful, but what would you have done? Maybe that's my problem. I don't know. I don't like making these types of decisions because of their consequences. Plus, there's so much talk about this man, but I didn't owe Jesus anything. My wife told me, have nothing to do with this righteous man. So, I washed my hands of it, gave it over to the people. He was whipped, flogged, forced to carry a cross up the Skull Hill, where he was crucified. He's dead. The guard that took him down made sure of it. Some people said he'd come back to life. I doubt it, not after what my soldiers did to him. It's possible he had delusions. It's not the first time somebody's claimed to have superpowers. It's just a crazy man's attempt to keep his memory remained. Come back from the dead. There's no chance. He's dead.
He's alive. He's alive. As sure as I'm standing here, I'm telling you, Jesus is alive. I've never seen anything like it before in my entire life. We were all sitting in the upper room feeling sorry for ourselves when Mary come running in saying that an angel of the Lord was at the tomb and said that he's risen. And to go get the disciples and Peter, which is me, by the way, and tell everybody that everything's going to be okay. John and I ran down to the tomb as fast as we could. We were a little scared to go in there, so after a few minutes we drew straws, and I won. But I'm telling you, there's nothing in there. He's risen, alive. I wouldn't have believed it before if I didn't see him on the shoreline while me and John were trying to catch fish in my boat. I heard a voice from the sand say, "Throw your net to the other side of the boat." No, honestly, I didn't quite see who said it, but we did. And when we did, we caught all these fish. There we were, in the boat, and all these fish. And I knew who said it. It was Jesus. And I jumped out of the boat. I swam to him as fast as I could. I couldn't help myself. And I'm looking into his eyes. He has those eyes. And then it hit me. He said, sent for an angel to get the disciples and Peter. In my lowest of lows, into my deepest guilt, after I denied him 3 times before he died, he took me back by saying my name and saying that everything was going to be okay. He said my name. And you know what? He says yours too. That's made all the difference in the world since then. Ask anybody, and the majority will tell you that Jesus was a real man. But that's not the debate. Some chose to believe that he was a liar. Others chose to believe that he's a lunatic. But some chose him as Lord.